Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new video today. And today guys, we're going to be doing another tier list. Now this is not the same as the old tier list when I did 28 horror games, which my god, that was too much. Today we're doing a tier list of ending off 2020 since 2020 is about to be over with. I was thinking let's end it off with a tier list of some games I played this year. I didn't put like all the horror games that I played this year because that would be way too much. I just handpicked a few horror games and put them in here, so I hope y'all understand that. So yeah, if you're just here to find horror games and play them, all the horror games will be in the link in the description. And just for you guys and for supporting me throughout this year, I'm going to put a lot more extra games in the description below. So there will be more than 21 horror games in the description. There'll probably be a lot more. So yeah, I got a lot of work to do in the description. But anyway, so we're going to be ranking 21 horror games that we got here. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started on this. So first things first, we're going to start off with Paranautica, Spectre, and Noctis. And I'm going to go ahead and show you where I'm going to put these games at. Paranautica will go to A, Noctis will go to B, and Spectre will go to B. Now, the reason why Paranautica outbeats these two is because Paranautica did start off as a pretty bad game, but it progressively became a much more better game, and now it's a lot more better. It has jump scares, the ghost works, and the ghosts are actually terrifying, mostly because they're meshes and stuff. They weren't really made by the developer, but they are actually pretty terrifying. So this game has progressively gotten much better. Noctis still has a lot of bugs, and the ghost is kind of broken a few times, and not only that, there's not really much jump scares. It's actually kind of boring, if I have to say that first. For this, it's kind of boring. So yeah, it's the reason it's in B tier. And the Spectre, the ghost works and everything, but the ghost is kind of derpy, and the ghost is really not that great. There's some bugs and stuff. Now, they did fix a few things, but it's still not really that great of a game. So I put it in B tier. Next up is Sonic.exe The Disaster. Now, this game goes immediately to A tier, mostly because it's really the best Sonic.exe game out there. It's really well made. The creator did such a fantastic job on making the models, making the gameplay. It's a fantastic game. Like, even though it still has a lot of stuff it needs to add, like more modes and more stuff to do, because the only thing you can do in the game for right now is play on a few maps. It has one mode, and that's really just it for right now. But it's really well made. It's probably the best Sonic game out there, in my honest opinion. It's probably one of the best out there. So I will put this at A tier. It's just really well made. I like it. Has some good fun things in the game that you can do. It's recommend checking it out. Next up is Automated Nophobia. Now, I probably said this name completely wrong as usual. I'm putting this game immediately at the S tier. The game is just scary as hell. Like, if you want a scary game, this game right here is the game for you. It's terrifying as hell, has some good, fantastic jump scares, and has a great atmosphere. It's a good game, and it's also the reason why my leg hurts, because of this game right here. I recommend checking it out. It's a really good game. I definitely say it's scarier than these four games, so yeah, definitely up there on really good scary games. Next up is Midnight Horror. Now, Midnight Horror is a very interesting one. Now, I'm going to put this game, it's either A or S, because it has some good jump scares. The only problem I have about it is it's pretty short. It's not like a long horror game. It's pretty short. It doesn't last that long. And it does have multiple endings. That's really good. And the monster is actually terrifying. You know what? I'll put it in the S tier because this game managed to scare me and Albert really bad when we first played it. It's really good. So I recommend checking it out. It has multiple endings. It has good jump scares. And the monster itself is actually pretty terrifying. And it scared the hell out of me and Albert. So yeah, I'm going to put this on the S tier just because of those things. Next up is Darkwood. Now, Darkwood will go to A tier. Now, the reason why it's not going to go up to S tier is because there's really not much this game has going for it for right now. Mostly all thing you could do is collect items, avoid the monster and stuff. A player or an NPC gets picked to be a monster, and you just have to survive and collect the items to escape. And that's about all this game has to offer for right now. There's not really other much other stuff it has going for it for right now. I think it only has like 4 or 3 maps for right now. Maybe if there's more stuff to add, if he would add more stuff or add more modes and stuff, then yeah, I would definitely put this in S tier. But for now, it will remain as A tier. It's really well made. You should check it out. Next up is Experiment. Now, Experiment is, a mixed for me. It's, the only problem about this game is that I only got scared one time. The jump scares really ain't that great in this game. The game is, I would say, the place that you go to, I think it's an asylum, if I have to say so, or a research facility. It's pretty well made, even though it's just mostly the same rooms and stuff, and you have to go explore through different floors. But overall, it's not really a scary game. It's just a mid type of game for me. I'm going to put this at the C tier because it's just a meh type of game for me, and that's just my opinion, but yeah. Next up is No Players Online. Now, this game is freaking awesome, mostly because it's a game trying to be another game. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever played Roblox Capture the Flag during the old days. That is what this game is trying to be right now. This game pretends to be that game, which that is actually amazing. And the reason why it's so amazing because it's trying to be that type of game, but you have to explore into it to find deeper meanings of what this game really truly is. So it's really incredible. I love the premise behind it. It's just amazing, and I recommend checking it out. You guys will definitely love this game. Next up is The Office. The Office is a meh type of game, just like The Experiment. It's a game that is more disturbing than scary. So I'm going to put it at the B tier because it's really well made, but it's not really scary. It's just more disturbing, in my opinion. So I'll put it at the B tier for now until maybe there's some more stuff the creator shows that makes this game absolutely terrifying. But it's more disturbing, and the gameplay is just you exploring and figuring out some stuff. The doors are kind of annoying as hell because there's like so many. But other than that, yeah, I put Office at B tier, to be honest with you. Next up is Record 5325. Now, this one is an interesting game, mostly because there's just a lot more to this game that I just don't know about. I never finished this game, mostly because I just didn't understand what I'm supposed to be doing. Maybe there's some secrets and stuff that you could find in this game that makes it really, really unique. It's just, it's a game with no story, has nothing in it that literally explains anything about it. So it's just a mystery type game. I'm going to put it at B tier, mostly because, I just don't understand it. I never finished it. If I would finish it, then I would give an actual 100% judgment on what this game's about. But for now, I'm going to put Record 5325 at B tier because I just don't know where to put it at in this list because I never finished it, and it's just a mysterious type game. So you guys can play it and maybe figure out yourselves, but for now, it goes in the B tier. Next up is Regret. Now, Regret is a game that scared the hell out of me when I first played it. It has probably one of the creepiest atmospheres, and the monster that you see on the picture right there is probably one of the scariest monsters I've ever seen because it scared the living hell out of me when I first played it. Now, the game is not really well made. Like, I will give the monsters some credit, but to be honest, this chapter where you see the monster right now in this picture is the only thing that kind of scared me. All the rest of them didn't really scare me that well. So I'll put it in A tier because it has a good atmosphere. It's not that well made, but it has a great atmosphere, has some good jump scares, and I recommend playing this one. Next up is Code of the Cryptids. Now, Code of the Cryptids, in my opinion, ain't really a scary game at all. It's literally just a game where you can have fun with friends and stuff. So if you want a game where you can have fun with friends, this one is a perfect game. Now, what you do is you survive in pretty much a big map, You get guns. You can kill cryptids and stuff. There's some of them you can't kill, but there's a good amount of them that you can kill. And you complete some tasks that can get you some different endings, because there's a lot of different endings in this game. And that's basically about it. That is pretty much it of what this game is about. So it goes to B tier. It's not scary, even though Cartoon Cat is the thing I hate about this game. But other than that, it's really not that terrifying. It's actually a lot more fun than terrifying, to be honest with you. Next up is the Endless Fun Maze. Now, this game, oh god, is a nightmare. I'm going to put this in S tier because this game is an absolute nightmare. Pretty much what you do is that you literally go through a endless loop of a hallway that could split up to many different other hallways and stuff, and you have to collect, I think, orbs is what it was when I last played it. And while you're collecting orbs, there'll be different types of monsters that you'll encounter. I think around like 3 to 2 of them per different maze and stuff. It is just a freaking horrible type game to play because the monsters are absolutely terrifying and they are really scary as hell to deal with. So I recommend playing this game if you are not going to get scared too easily, because this game is absolutely terrifying. Next up is the casual board game. Now, the casual board game is pretty well made, I will admit it. It's a really well made board game where you're sitting in the table and you have to talk to spirits. Now, if a spirit is coming for you, you have to hide underneath the desk. Mostly if you hear breathing or anything, then you have to hide underneath the desk and wait for it to go away. And yeah, the casual board game is pretty well made. I like it, even though I didn't get too far on it, but I watched some videos on it to see how far people got into it, and it's actually pretty good. I actually recommend trying this game out. Next up is the Nightmare in the Sewer. Now, I'm going to be real with you. I'm not a fan of Five Nights at Freddy games. I never will be, because I like the original, and that's it. That's all that is to it. But any other Five Nights at Freddy's fan games, I'm just not going to really like. It's just, that's how I am. I'm going to put this thing at the B tier. The game is basically where you go and you're in the office and you check the cameras. You can actually move around, which that's actually really neat. And you flip the doors and you look and see if the rats are coming for you. And there's even a vent behind you that you have to check. It's really cool. I like it. It has a lot of stuff that makes it different compared to the other Five Nights at Freddy's types games. So yeah, I recommend checking it out. And the final game on our list is Silent Limbo. Now, Silent Limbo has everything that makes it so great. It's a game where pretty much you arrive at this house. It gives you a tax on burning the doll, and when you burn the doll, then a lot of other stuff can happen. To give this the best description of this game, a lot of stuff can happen in this game, and it's really random and stuff. And not only that, if you do manage to figure out how the game works and the puzzles and everything, you can get into different types of mazes and stuff and continue through the game like that. But you can also find a lot of different secrets and stuff. It's just a terrifying game, and it's really well made. Has some good jump scares. It's really good. I recommend checking it out. Alright, so that's my tier list. I'm sorry if I maybe like fast forward through these games and stuff. I'm kind of sick and I just really didn't want to do this, but I done it anyway because, I want to get a video out before 2020. So if I rush through this, I'm sorry. It's just, I wanted to get this done pretty quickly as possible. But now here we are. We done all the tier lists, and this is pretty much the tier list. So yeah, pretty much all the games will be in the link in the description below. So all the games will be there, plus some extra games I will add that you guys can play. So there'll be a lot of games in the description for you guys to try out. So this is my thank you for giving me a good 2020 year. I hope next year will be just as good as this one. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm Mr. Arctoon, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.